Andrew from Cupcakes, and today's video I'll be showing you my travel spray collection. So I have a number that I bought over the years, not really to buy a few milliliters of anything, which will actually be a good thing, but mostly just because they look cute and they're nice to display next to the full-size bottles, as I have full-size bottles of the majority ones I have travel sprays of. So the first one is slightly over 10 years old now. If you're particularly knowledgeable on the Poison line, you may recognise this as being the same size bottle that they have now for the rollerballs. But in the old days, they used to have spray atomizers for the travel sprays instead of the world's most ineffective means of delivering perfume to your skin. So anyway, you can see the bottle design is actually kind of copied from the or based upon rather the full-size bottle, which they've just kind of stretched out. But I think for the majority of the bottles, they actually have kind of a different design, which you shall see momentarily. Anyway, so that's the first one. So next up, we have a travel spray from Chanel, which is Coco Mademoiselle, which you see if you twist it, then you get the branding and stuff on top, and you just twist it, and you can spray from here. So they kind of come in little refillable travel sprays. So you just take the top off, and then you put on another one. So you have a box of refills, which you can see here. So you just switch them over with a new cap, and then they work from that. So that's kind of semi-reusable, whereas the poison one, that was just as soon as you finish it, then you throw it away. But at least they kind of vaguely taken the environment into account with their particular design. But you'll see other ones where they've done that actually slightly more effectively. So next up, I have Atelier Cologne, which is a 30ml bottle of Cafe Tuberosa. So I really like this the perfume, and so I think some of the travel sprays you get with Atelier Cologne, they come with a leather pouch, but the one I have is just the bottle by itself. So it's basically just a scaled down version of the full-size bottles, which you can see there, except without a leather cap. But anyway, that's what that does for you. Next up, we have MFK. So they have, at the time I bought this, they had two different styles of travel spray. So they had this gold effect one and a zinc one, which so this one's obviously kind of magnetic. So when you twist it around, it pushes the cap up, so you can actually spray it slightly easier. So the refills, you get refills inside of here, the same as you do with Chanel. So I'll show you what you buy, or what you can choose to buy. Anyway, so for this particular one, I think this is the women's travel set, so it's 11 mils each per fragrance. So the only one I finished is 540. But anyway, so the rest I've not really used terribly much so far, but I guess I'll get through them over the years. I guess it's quite a convenient way of discovering perfumes from a house, as obviously you can get more than you're ever going to buy individually, or more than any sensible person would choose to spend their money on. So this one is the Oud Mood collection, but these ones are so strong that, quite frankly, there's no sensible reason that anyone needs full-size bottles of the entire collection, when 11 mils I think will last you many years. Anyway, so we'll put it away. Next up, we have it's from it's Guerlain. It's from their flagship store in Paris, where they sell kind of homemade travel sprays. Well, I say kind of homemade; they're kind of store made, obviously. But so you just go to the shop and they refill them for you. At the time when I bought them, so the ones I have are Spiritus d'Oblivion and Temple Imperial, which see the labels of here. The time when I got them, I think they were €30 a piece for 20 mils, but I think since then they've doubled the pricing, so it's an awful lot less attractive means of getting your way through the collection. So but unfortunately with the homemade nature of these ones, it's actually not terribly good, as they do evaporate somewhat, which is not terribly good, and especially at the double the price. I would not really choose to buy these. In the current format, but at €30 it's fine. But €60 for something that evaporates is probably not a great investment. Anyway, but the perfumes are great. So I also have the full size bottle of those. Next up, we have the first one from the House of Killian, which is Princess. So they originally sold these in a pack of 4 for the My Kind of Love collection, so you could kind of decide which one you wanted the full size bottle of, and then after that, they discontinued the travel box with 4, and then they sold them individually at €25 a piece. So I think the box was like €45 for 4 different travel sprays. I think 7.5 mils. Then individually for €25, which isn't not quite the incentive to buy something. As I think it's like about €45-50 for the bottle for like 30 mils. So it's just like, it's not really such a deal anymore. But this particular one I got for free with a purchase. So I mean it's good for free, but €25 for 7.5 mils is kind of pricey. But I mean it's at least practical, I guess, for sticking in your bag. So next up we have some more Killians. So that was kind of the budget line, which kind of goes to €150, and then we have the fancy line, which starts at €150. So these are just for the regular collection. So this particular one is Love Don't Be Shy, which I kind of like. But so this is magnetic again, spins around, looks fancy. Which if you compare it to the full-size bottles, you'll be quite disappointed in what you buy. So basically the full-size bottles with a fancy box is like €250. And if you see the production quality on the sides is just abysmal. I mean, really, if you bought a fake bottle, you would be surprised if it was as bad as this. But they're official bottles. You go into an official Killian store, this is what they sell you. It's just awful. And then the metal ones, that actually put some effort into their production quality, so you actually get some sharp edges rather than it's just it's amazing that they dare charge the prices they do for presentation when then this is what they produce. I mean, it looks great when you see it online. When you see the kind of bottles online, you see it on YouTube, you think, oh, it's fancy bottles. But then you kind of look at them up close and you go, the production quality is awful. They're kind of a rounded bottle with a flat metal plaque, so it doesn't actually go flush to the bottle. It's a nice idea that's appallingly executed. But the travel sprays are actually quite decent, in my opinion. But as you think, from something that you do find decent, then of course, if you buy several of the travel sprays, it does have the minor setback of you having no idea which ones you have. Which, I don't know. Something to bear in mind if you're buying their travel sprays on a regular basis. So they have some more ones. So the same design, but then in silver. So there's another one I have. So these are 7.5 mils again. So it's the same size as the My Kind of Love, the same volume rather as the My Kind of Love ones, but then more compact, I guess, and quite weighty, as you would imagine from something that's made of metal. So yeah, I think they had the design showing here. They had it in black, silver, and gold originally, but I think they discontinued the silver and the gold travel sprays. So you can only buy the black ones nowadays. But they have different designs. So these are from one of the women's collections. This particular one. So in this one, I think I put random stuff in my bottles. So I have a box of different travel sprays that I bought over the years. So in this particular one I have A Taste of Heaven. So it's not what's actually supposed to be in there, but you can get by. Oh, sorry, and these ones you can actually refill yourself, which you can see from the funnels. So you just unscrew the top and you can refill. The rest of the bottles I've shown you, basically you're stuck with them, and you can buy like an official refill that has a kind of a sealed top that you can change, like for instance the MFK ones. Or Chanel, but this is the kind of one of the very few that you can actually fill up yourself, which makes it obviously infinitely more environmentally friendly, that you don't have to throw away stuff every single time you try and put something in there. But yeah, I quite like these ones. It's quite cool. And my final Killian one, which is the kind of disco sparkly edition for all you fans of the 70s. But, I don't know, the kind of texture is a bit rough, I'll be honest with you. It looks fantastic when you see it online, but in person it's not as nice as you'd hope. But I mean, it looks very pleasant, but the actual kind of hand feel is could be improved upon, I think, in a future iteration. And my final perfume travel spray is from the house of Tom Ford, which you can see here with the branding. Yeah, so it's just magnetic again. So and I think this one's 10 mils. This one's actually good that you can refill it yourself if you want to. So, for instance, if you were to buy a carafe that's was it 250 mils, then you can kind of top this up yourself without having to buy anything crazy. Or you can actually do something useful with your refill bottle, because at the moment I think you get the 250 ml bottles, and it's just like, well, what do I do with it? It's just not a lot. But so you can actually fill these up in the travel sprays. So there's actually some use to it. But it is quite sizable in comparison to everything else. So this is like 10 mils. And if I try and compare it to so for instance, Atelier Cologne, this cologne is 30 mils, and it's actually quite a decent size smaller. As kind of a travel spray, it's just like, this is quite a bulk in your pocket. But I mean, at least it has some padding on there. Should you drop your bag, then it's going to be fairly safe. But something to bear in mind, that it is on the bulky side. But anyway, so those are the travel sprays that I own. Not that I'll be travelling anywhere in the immediate future, obviously, with the world as it is. But next year, hopefully, when I travel, then I can pick things out again. Anyway, so I hope you're all doing well, and okay, see you next time. Bye bye.